Hello, my name is Jane Wiggins. I'm known in the industry as the FM Tutor. I run a small business called FM Tutor and Associates Limited. I'm an approved centre with the BIFM and I'm also an approved centre with ECLAS to support people like yourself transitioning from careers and occupations in military service into new jobs, new careers and new opportunities in civilian life. I've made this short video to help you make some decisions and to inform you about what's really going on in the FM industry. Some of your colleagues may have already transitioned into roles in the FM sector and maybe you're interested in this too. So first off, what is the FM job? What is the FM industry all about? It's very varied, it's very dynamic. Facilities management is quite simply the management of facilities. Now facilities in the UK can be so diverse and so broad. We're talking about buildings and premises, locations and sites. We're talking about premises that are places where people live, people work, people play, people shop. So we're talking about airports, hotels, shopping centres, office blocks, sports stadiums, airports and so on and so on. So it's a very dynamic, very diverse role. There are two types of jobs in the industry. You can either work for the client, the organisation, like you are now working for the MOD on an MOD salary, or you can work for the very huge, vast array of service providers like Sodexo and Interserve and Compass, and these are very, very large businesses in their own right too. So the FM world is quite diverse and quite dynamic. Today, people are getting qualified in our sector, in our industry, which is a sign of the professionalism that's going on to try and improve the standards, try and improve what we're doing to make the life of people in our buildings safer, more comfortable, looking after their well-being, looking after their productivity, making sure that really the building is supporting the business or supporting the reason why it's there. So to be a good facilities manager is more than just looking after the building. It's more than fixing the toilets and fixing the lights and checking that the heating is working and sorting out the leaks. That's the role of a caretaker. In today's environment, buildings have people in them, and it's people that require services. So really today's FM is very much people focused. It's about services that help people do a better job in the reason why they're in the building. So to be a good FM, you need to be great at making decisions, you need to be really good at solving problems, and you need to be a good team leader and also a good leader, a leader to set the standards, to set the examples to others. In facilities management, there are many, many, many rules and laws, regulations, ACOPs and so on that we have to abide by. And you'll find as a facilities manager, you are often the duty manager or the responsible person for those rules and regulations. So you need to lead by example, you need to know your health and safety, and you need to know how to resolve these various issues and problems that will come your way. And they surely will come your way. Most FMs get the reputation in their businesses of being the fixers, the problem solvers. People come to you with all manner of issues, all manner of daft questions. You could say that most people go to work and leave their common sense at the front door and come to the built environment with all sorts of strange kind of requirements, and you're there with the only person with lots of common sense and a practical aptitude and an ability to get things done. Now if this sounds really interesting to you, then FM is for you. There is never a dull day, there's never a dull moment, and you'll have a lot of fun in the career. You'll get a great sense of satisfaction, a great sense of getting a good job done. So how are we going to get into this industry? So there are two ways really: get a bit of experience, but also get a qualification. Now I'm a tuition centre approved by the BIFM. The BIFM is the British Institute of Facilities Management. I've been a tuition centre for some time and I've been tutoring facilities management for over 10 years. I've actually done the job myself. I am an experienced FM practitioner. In fact, not only have I done the job and have been teaching all about facilities management for some time, I've written the book about FM too. So the book, I'm just going to hold it up in front of you now. This is the book called The Facilities Manager's Desk Reference. Now this book is used by most tuition centres as their study textbook, as their study material. If you come and join me on the courses that I run at FM Tutor and Associates, you'll get a copy of this textbook if you're doing the level 3 or the level 4 qualifications with me. This is our standard text. This book is a reference book, so not only will it help you with your studies, but you'll find it a great source of reference when you start your new job in Civvy Street. For example, you may never have managed a catering contract. You've got a meeting with the contract catering manager. Oh my goodness, how am I going to get myself up to speed on the various bits of jargon and the inside knowledge of what's catering all about? Well, read the chapter on catering in this book before the meeting, and at least you'll feel a little bit more confident going into that meeting with the contract caterers. And this goes for all manner of subjects in this book. There's a chapter on water safety. There's a chapter on construction design management regs. There's a chapter on sustainability. There's a chapter on document management. There are 39 chapters in this book to help you in everyday situations about facilities management. So moving on, how are we going to get the qualification? Obviously level 3 and 4 students get that book, but I'm talking about levels and I haven't explained that to you. So let me take a step back. So the BIFM, as the awarding body, have qualifications at levels 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I'm a tuition centre and I've decided to offer qualifications for levels 3, 4, 5 and 6. The reason for that is that's the middle ground, that's where most of the roles are, that's where most of the effort and responsibility is in our industry. So a level 3 in old speak is like an A-level. The 4 is your first year at university, 5 is your middle year, and 6 is when you get your Bachelor of Arts or Science, when you finish your degree. 7 is if you go on and do the Masters. So what do most people do when they come out of military occupations and join the FM industry? Many people will opt to either do the level 4 award or the level 4 certificate. Some who are in a hurry and don't want to spend too much time, effort or money can also do the level 3 award, which I would also recommend for you to consider. So really the choice of the level is depending on how much time and effort you have and what you think you're going to be doing with that qualification afterwards. I would not at this stage recommend you think of the 5 or the 6, because you're going to need to write management reports about your buildings, your sites, your clients, your operations, where you're working now, and that may not be appropriate, they may not be possible, and you may not have the time it requires to do that. After all, the majority of your time is on transition, trying to find a new job, moving families, moving locations, demobbing, and basically trying to find your feet in a new environment. So let's consider the 3 or the 4 as the best route initially for you. So within the levels 3 and 4, there are different sizes of qualifications. So you could have a small qualification called an award, and that's usually made up of 2 units of study. Or you could go slightly more and do a certificate, and that usually comprises either 4 or 5 units of study. And certificate is double the amount of effort for an award. If you wanted to do a diploma, that is also double the amount of effort as a certificate. So to put it into a different context, I would say a level 3 is like 1 term of study. A level 3 award, is a 1 term of study. The certificate is 2 terms and the diploma is 3 terms, to try and put it into context of an academic year for you, to relate it to something you might understand more easily. So to recap, there are different levels and there are different sizes. Now, how are you going to be tested in your knowledge? So generally, most people would do the written assessment. In theory, there are lots of ways to test your knowledge, but in reality, most tuition centres, myself included, we test people's knowledge with the written format. So you will have a Word document or a paper sent to you electronically, and then you will type your answers, your rights, your knowledge, give your examples, and present information in a written format for the assessors to test your knowledge. How are you going to get helped? How are you going to be supported in this process? Well, we have quite a large tutorial team. Each one of the units of study is supported by a different tutor. A tutor will be allocated to you for that study unit, and they will help you and guide you to create the evidence, give you feedback, give you support. And this support is often either by Skype, which is a great personal way to do tutorials using a webcam and online material. Or we also use email, and every now and again we also use the telephone as well if that is more appropriate. Obviously it depends where you are. We've supported people in Afghanistan, in Canada, all parts of the United Kingdom and Ireland, supported people in the Channel Islands, and we've supported people in the Middle East, other parts of the Middle East, and also in continental Europe, and also Australia too. So the medium of support is great. We can help you wherever you are, in whichever time zone you're in too. So what kinds of study methods do we have? Well, you could come to classes. We run classes in Fleet in Hampshire. We also run our programs as distance learning, and we also do a mixed mode. So you can do some units of study in the class and some units by distance learning and do a combined package. So there's lots of options, and when you go onto the ETCLASS website, you'll see all the different options we offer, all the different combinations of options of levels and units and sizes of qualifications, and whether you want to do a workshop class-based course in the daytime or distance learning or blended. So lots of things to think of. How are you going to make that final decision? Well, if you'd like to contact me, and if you'd like to send me your CV with a bit of information about yourself and what you're looking to achieve, I will most certainly be delighted to give you some advice, some personal guidance on what I recommend. I've been working with various service leavers since 2004. I've been working as a part-time associate tutor at the Garrison at the RTC, where we've been running facilities management courses there for many, many, many years. So I've got lots and lots of experience of looking at CVs and helping people to get ahead in this industry. So I'd be more than delighted to help you too. So if you'd like to make contact with us, the details of how to find us are shown on this website. They're also shown at the end of this little video clip as well. So I really am looking forward to helping you make the right decision and to helping you get ahead in your next career and the next phase of your life. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope this video clip has been useful to inform you a little bit about both the industry, about myself and the opportunities, and what the choices of qualifications could be for you. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. Bye bye.